the young dude.
The young dude.
Mr. Jones!
It's Thursday, 10th of November 2016. It's time now for episode 78 of the Lazy Couch Podcast. We're here to give you what you need to know about technology, gadgets, pop cultures, and all things geeky. But today, we're talking about Doctor Strange, broadcasting all the way from the TLC studios here in Sydney, Australia. My name is Kelvin Lee, and there's something strange in the neighborhood.
And my name is Chef Kim, and too many sorcerers. Just too many. Get rid of him.
He really does sound like a whiny little school girl when he did that.
Oh, is that, what's his name? Mordor.
Mordor.
Actually, I think we kind of like gave that away before we said that.
I know.
Spoiler warning. Uh-oh.
Yeah, just like every other movie review we do, spoiler warning. Go watch the movie, come back, and we'll have some fun.
Yes. Okay. Whether it's worth seeing or not, we'll cover that later, but I'm sure...
Yeah.
I'm sure, like, you'll see it. You're a listener of the podcast. You're going to see this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so, should we just get into it?
Yeah, let's get straight into it, I think. So I watched it in Melbourne about a week ago. You watched it last night.
Last night, yes.
I'm going to go to you first because you still have... It's been less than 24 hours. What are the vibes?
The vibes. Okay, so this is probably the first time in about 20 years that I've actually went into a cinema by myself.
How was it?
It was actually like half full. It was like a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I did the the VMAX session.
Yeah.
So it was the Dolby sound, surround sound, which is amazing, big screen and all that. Good experience. It's a what do you call it? Like an origin story for a Marvel character.
Yeah.
And it's one of the better ones, I think.
I think I may have shot myself in the foot by watching the animated cartoon on Netflix before going into this movie.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of saw everything coming. Like the first 15 minutes was highly I mean,
actually, I was a little bit surprised because I did the same thing about a month ago, actually, on Netflix, because it's, the 2011 Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, right?
Yeah.
And it has a similar sort of, backstory, but I think it sort of plays out differently. The characters are different as well.
Yeah.
I think it's worthwhile seeing as well, but I thought it was just because of that difference. I didn't feel that as much as you did. Yeah.
So should we go through the cast? Number one, Dr. Stephen Strange, Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm getting very mixed reviews from what we've been watching on YouTube and reading about it all. What do you think?
I think he was kind of born to play this role. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone better, actually.
To me, he's very much the Ryan Reynolds to Deadpool type effect. Right. So, I think Benedict was definitely he was very well matched. I think Benedict has got one of those faces where you can't tell if he's good or evil. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very much Doctor Strange.
Right.
I think very much Doctor Strange walks that grey line where he will do what it takes to protect us. Yeah.
Yes.
I
think people are getting a little bit annoyed maybe by the American accent.
Yeah.
I thought it was believable enough, I was like, I read about some of that, so I was like looking out for it, but I thought it was okay,
Yeah, but in my head, I think when I was, reading the comic books and stuff, I definitely had more of a British voice in my head.
Oh, really?
Because he just looks it. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the whole Benedict, because you know what he sounds like and everything. But, I just, But was it apparent during the movie? Not at all. Yeah. Not at all. His accent.
I mean, his acting just is like so much better than everyone else in the movie, Like it's kind of elevated the character and just the professionalism.
I think he very much plays himself. I think he very much suits his character. Like if you see him on all the talk shows and everything, he is very much a very sort of charismatic, jovial kind of guy. So it does come across a lot.
Right. And speaking of professionals, I reckon Chiwetel Ejiofor. I'm going to pronounce it that way. Chiwetel. I think I've heard people say it like that. He played Carl Mordor. What do you think of him?
Great. I think he Well, in the comic books and in the cartoons and all, he is the antagonist to Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. But it was never very apparent in this movie, obviously, until the very end. Yeah. Which we'll talk about in a second. So no, I think he played out a very balanced role. I think the character itself, Kawamoto, the movie may have rushed it a little bit when they were trying to show you his journey from good guy to bad guy. I just don't think there was enough to turn him in the movie. But we'll talk about that in a sec when we go through some of these scenes and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, I always remember him from the movie for Firefly. What was that called?
Serendipity. No, Serenity.
No, that's a brand of ice cream.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's also that movie with oh god, it's a really bad love sort of team flick thing. Okay, anyway, keep going.
I think I know which movie you're talking about. But anyway, like, I always, like, he's got this sort of, I don't know, like, villainesque. So you know where he's got that sort of undercurrent of evilness.
Yeah.
But he played it really well, I thought.
No, he definitely did.
All right, Rachel McAdams.
Good, but not enough.
Not enough?
I think she had like 5 minutes of airtime. Those who are familiar with the Marvel Universe in Netflix, she obviously plays Night Nurse, which is played by another character in Daredevil. So
is it the same Night Nurse though?
Apparently it is. But I think in this movie, was it apparent to you whether she was a nurse or a doctor?
Ooh.
It was never clear.
True. I mean,
Was it?
Last night I was thinking she was a surgeon, like a assistant surgeon.
Yeah, to me it was
surgeon.
without thinking about it, she was a doctor. I made that assumption, but I don't remember. Maybe this is just my bad memory. But did he call her Doctor something at any point,
Maybe
or did he just call her
Not.
Christine all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure. Okay, one to look out for.
Fun fact: there is a comic book called Nurses that focuses on the nurses in the MCU in the Marvel Universe. Anyway,
Okay. All right. Another Benedict.
yeah,
Benedict Wong,
yeah.
who plays Wong.
Great casting. Great
Plays
casting.
himself, yeah. I think definitely he was born to play this role. Literally.
Is he bald? Yes. Is he Asian? Yes. Minor differences between this Benedict Wong and obviously Benedict Wong of the comic books and cartoons.
Wait, hang on.
Sorry,
He
Wong.
plays Wong. His real name is Benedict Wong.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Ben plays Wong. Wong in the comic book and in the cartoons can't do any sorcery.
Is he? Did I read that he was a brother of someone, or maybe he was the son of the?
The one hand guy.
Yeah, so the one that Stephen Strange originally mistook for the ancient one,
the
right?
ancient one.
Was his son, I think.
Yeah, was his son. But it's been clarified that that's not the case in the movie.
Oh, but in the comics he was.
In the comics he is, that's right. So so you're gonna see Wong in the next Doctor, in the next Strange movie for sure, because he is
He was good, yeah.
and they're like, Batman and Robin. You can't split them. Yeah, they're like, because he's meant to be his servant, which is not very clear.
He's a librarian.
Yeah, in this instance, he's a librarian, but he was meant to be his sidekick.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see if that happens.
All right. Caecilius,
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen, aka Hannibal Lecter.
aka the guy who designed the Death Star.
Yeah, so he's been typecasted as a villain for sure. His first name is Mad. I thought he did a great job. The thing I find funny about Mads is, this became clear because I watched all 3 seasons of Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, right. Okay.
When he talks really fast, I have no idea what he's saying. At some point, sometimes you just go, huh? So he does mumble a little bit, but
This is the
yeah, but evil as hell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, evil as hell. How did you find Caecilius?
I don't know. It didn't sit right with me actually.
Yeah.
I think it could have been cast better. I don't know. Maybe someone bigger, or it wasn't menacing enough for me.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of what they're doing here, where they're holding back. It's pretty obvious that Marvel has a villain issue.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, like really, Caecilius, he's not even a thing like in the comic books. He's a servant of Kawamoto.
I mean, like a lot of people are comparing this to the same backstory as the original Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
So, he was the guy that Jeff Bridges played. Like, he just kind of turned evil for no reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, with this one, Caecilius, I think you get the backstory. Like, you kind of understand why he chose the direction that he chose in the end. Yeah.
Death of his family, sad story and stuff. He wanted to he wanted everyone to be immortal, basically. I can't fault Mads' performance, but I do question the choice of villain here.
What do you think of the makeup?
Oh, the eye makeup.
Yeah, it was kind of like freaky.
Yeah, especially when they turned. Especially when they
Because
finally...
they all happened. All the what did they call them? The zealots.
The zealots, yeah. Yeah, no, it all happened at the same time. No, I think you know, the fight scenes were great. I think Mads did a great sort of portrayal of that. I believed it. Like, I believed he was hurt, and I believed he wasn't evil. That's the thing as well. You felt like he did it out of pain and sadness more than take over the world type, you know, typical Avengers movie, which I think is where they wanted to draw the line. Like, you know, most Avengers movie, I'm going to take over the world, but this guy, he just wanted...
So you're saying he was more like that, you know, the dweeb in the new Ghostbusters? He was more like that?
Yeah.
He wanted to serve a bigger enemy.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, his logic did make a bit of sense.
Yeah.
Like, you know, or Dormammu.
Definitely there's something strange in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Tilda.
The Ancient One.
Yes. Controversial?
Controversial, but she pulled it off. I mean...
I liked it, yeah.
Tilda is kind of weird. Just in general, right?
Especially with her head shaved off.
Yeah, her head shaved off. And I think she suited the weirdness of it all really well. Like, I saw an interview recently where Benedict and Tilda were asking each other questions. Her answers were weird, man.
Okay.
Like, I'll see if I can find a YouTube video and hook it up in the show notes, but she is one odd character, and I think it portrays... She plays that really well.
What's that movie she's with the guy that plays Loki?
Oh,
the vampire one.
There's a vampire one?
Yeah, so they both play vampires and like they get all together and kill people together. Something like that. Anyway. I think it's part of the film festival. Okay, yeah, I thought she was good. You know, the controversy was that, you know, the Ancient One is really like a Fu Manchu Asian dude.
Yeah, like old Asian guy.
So I mean, is there anyone out there in Hollywood that can play that kind of role?
The guy
is Pat Morita still alive?
The guy in Kill Bill.
Is he still alive?
I don't know.
He's only half Asian.
What? No, not that guy. The beardy guy. The bearded guy.
Okay. He's
the
probably
master.
not alive. Yeah. No. With the guy from Big Trouble in Little China.
He's definitely dead.
Oh, what's a dude from Indiana Jones and
Shia LaBeouf? No.
the young dude.
The young dude.
Mr. Jones. That guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
dude, we saw when he was 5. I just don't know. He's 25 now, I think. So yeah, okay. I thought it was a good, you know, role reversal type thing. You know what I mean? Put a woman in there as well as being Caucasian.
I think they probably chose, you know, someone. Well, white female. First of all, I think she was Irish. Is that? I think that they said that in the movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, or I think she was Celtic. To do that with the Asian dude, I think it was probably a little bit too, like, it would have come off like racist or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's probably a good choice in the end. She did a good job anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought it was good.
All right, and Benjamin Bratt.
So like anyone could have played this role.
Yeah, and you know, like, he has been in a Marvel. Marvel? No,
DC.
Catwoman is DC, right?
Oh yeah, he was in Catwoman.
And you know that scene where Catwoman, played by Halle Berry,
I don't think
dunks on him on the basketball court. Remember this?
I don't think.
So he's been on that basketball court since then, since the 90s.
Yeah. So he plays Jonathan Pangborn, who you know, Doctor Strange finds out about because he was apparently, you know, paralyzed from the waist down, and he can walk around now and play some hoops.
And he's the one that tells Stephen Strange to go to Karmatage.
Like, that's a scene I think they rushed it a little bit. I don't think you go around telling people, hey, you know how I got my legs back? You should go and train in the mystic arts of the multiverse in a place called Karmatage. And then what? Anyway, all that was, you know, to get to a certain spot in the movie really quickly. So I get that, but could they have flushed it out a little bit better? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. And the last one is an Easter egg. Who plays
Dormammu?
Who plays Dormammu? Who is the ultimate bad guy in this particular mystical universe? And it's Benedict Cumberbatch. Apparently he played the voice. Apparently they used his facial scans of his face. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's not the first time he's done that, because he played the dragon in The Hobbit as well.
Ah, yeah, he did. and he was a good dragon too.
He was, yeah.
So that's pretty good. So the movie, there's a bit of confusion about where it sits in the actual MCU timeline. So where does it sit?
I have no idea, Kel.
So apparently it sits right after Iron Man 2.
Okay, I've actually heard that it's after Civil War.
Yeah. No? So the reason why it's not after Civil War is because somehow someone figured out that that scene where he's in the car just before the accident, you know how he's scanning through his patients, the nicks around of patients he wants to take on, and there was a mention of a soldier who is in a suit who breaks his back.
Right.
And they worked out it wasn't Rhodey because they thought it would, because it happened right after Iron Man 2.
Okay.
So the timelines are a bit warped. So it's actually believable that he's going to be in Ragnarok, and when he is in Ragnarok, he'll be a lot more powerful than he is currently because there's time for him to develop his powers.
Sure.
So that's where it is in the timeline. I've got the timeline right in front of me right now.
So Pangborn tells him to go to Kathmandu and Nepal. To a place called Kamataj, which is, I think, according to the comics, is in the Himalayas. Is that right? Like in Tibet. But obviously, Marvel Studios, they want to appeal to the Chinese. They couldn't, who don't actually recognize Tibet as a country. So that's a bit sad. But I think that's why it's set in Nepal.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right. Yeah, I mean that's probably worth $500 million right there. Right?
Yeah, I know exactly.
So I think, by doing that, China probably wouldn't have approved this movie to be shown anyway, right? It's a good move, Kevin Feige. That's $500 million in your pocket. So how long did he actually spend there? Because his training was like very fast, right?
And they tried to explain that. Like they mentioned that he had photographic memory.
Yeah, true.
He was training in his astral form.
Yes.
So they tried to speed things up a little bit, and you know how he had that joke about they have Wi-Fi and stuff, and when he meets Rachel McAdams back in that, he's like, I've been sending you emails. I'm guessing, did he say for a year? For some reason I keep thinking it's
18 months.
18 months, maybe something like that. Yeah. But in the comic books it's a lot longer. So they're trying to speed things up, which is
they had the backstory of his goatee as well, which was very good.
That was quite funny
because he kind of beat it up after trying to fix his hands, which is a good segue to talk about his hands.
His hands,
yes.
Kind of gross.
They were all 16 bits of metal strewn in after the accident. So the backstory is it is quite true to the comic books and also the movie, the animated movie, where he's texting while he's driving in what car was that, Kelvin?
It was definitely a Lamborghini. I think it was an Aventador or an LP 460, whatever they call that. It was that was a great scene, by the way. That slow motion accidents get everyone.
I thought it happened quite quickly, and I thought it would be more drawn out. I like the way they're just like, okay, people kind of know that's how he started, so let's just get on with it, And it was, next thing you know, he's waking up in hospital, and they didn't, play around too much about, his hands, and maybe 30 seconds later, he's with Christine, and they're making pasta together or something. Hang on, that was Vision and
the wrong one.
Okay, sorry.
That was Vision and Scarlet. Scarlet Witch. The whole pins in his hand stuff. Oh, he really fell for him. I think they really wanted to go for that full impact where his hands are practically useless.
And during the crash, they show a little 1 second glimpse of his hands getting crushed
underneath the front console of the car.
Actually, one thing I didn't get. Because he's driving in a cliffside country road. But he ends up in a city. What happened there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
He ends up in the ocean.
Like a rubbish dump or something?
The sea.
Some sort of,
There's definitely water there somehow. They managed to get him out in time.
Fence.
And then they explained they couldn't get him out in time and stuff. That's why his hands were all damaged quite severely. And then a couple of seconds later, he's run out of money, which I think was really funny. They didn't really explain all the different type of treatments he had to go through, etc., etc. But he gets desperate, and therefore he goes to the Cumberbatch. So that was pretty nasty. And then when he goes there, he meets, I mean, obviously the ancient one. The humor, I felt, relied too much on being silly, like the Wi-Fi password.
Bit flat.
Not really witty, funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just thought it was just a play on words. Beyonce, Wong, Adele, things like that. It wasn't smart, witty humor. Bearable though.
Scott Derrickson, the director, he's famous for his horror, so I don't know if he's good with comedy.
You can blame the writers for that one.
I thought there were a few flat spots there, but someone was saying that a lot of those jokes were in the trailer, and the way they were cut was like a lot more snappier. So anyway.
Yeah. How did you feel about the whole LSD tripping scene where she opened his third eye?
All right. I liked it, but I didn't get it. You know, like how did she, like, he saw everything just like that.
Yeah. And it was played out for
too
like
much.
It was too much. It was played out for like 2 minutes.
So she,
going.
well, I'm assuming, you know, later on, like, she must have, you know, felt that he was the one.
Yeah.
The chosen one. So at the time, she would have known that, right? So maybe that's, I don't think she does that with every single
student.
Yeah, student that comes along to Cumberbatch, but yeah.
Because the scene where she finally gives up at the end, she does talk about how she's seen every possible parallel incident to happen, but it always stops at this point.
Yeah.
So she must have seen Doctor Strange coming.
That's right. I mean, like, visually it was like really cool. Like, you know, lots been made of Steve Ditko and Stan Lee, who originally came up with the character of Stephen Strange and Doctor Strange, and a lot of those callbacks were there. Yeah. The psychedelic 70s LSD kind of graphics.
Yeah. And I. You know, it reminded me a little bit of Ant-Man when he entered the subparticle universe.
Felt like it was the quantum realm for sure. Yeah.
And this is going to open a huge opportunity for the MCU because Guardians of the Galaxy will open up the galaxy, space, and Inhumans, and all that fun stuff with Thanos and everything. But then what Doctor Strange will do will open up the mystical side of things, where you will get introduced to like hell and all that stuff and all these different dimensions. I just want to know how far they're willing to go with this, because shit gets weird from here. The multiverse is just weird.
Well, I mean, I think people are, you know, talking with their feet, because it's one of the biggest, you know, grossing movies of November. So
so let's talk about that a little bit. So Doctor Strange made 85 mil in the first weekend box office. And it's the second biggest MCU opening numbers we've seen.
Well, in terms of like single character, you know, entries.
Yeah.
So if you compare it to the first Iron Man, that was huge.
Yep.
Almost 100 million US in the first weekend. Next best is Doctor Strange, and what's next after that? Captain America, the first one, and Thor.
Thor, at 65. The worst one was Incredible Hulk.
That was that before the first Iron Man? I think it was.
I'm looking at the timeline. So it was Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor.
Oh, okay.
So this happens before Captain America, before the Avengers, before everything.
Yeah, and Doctor Strange actually opened the week early in Australia and a few other markets, and it's already done like 330, I think, 330
globally?
million. Yeah, global.
That's nuts.
Yeah, for an end of season movie. So you know, onwards and upwards for Marvel again.
Yeah,
a totally different direction. I mean, they did it with Ant-Man last year. Now it's Doctor Strange. So
and one of the other things that I think viewers are going to be exposed to is now all the different artifacts. So you know, you've obviously got the Eye of Agamotto, which is the amulet he wears around his neck, which is later revealed in the movie to be an Infinity Stone, which we'll go through in detail in a sec.
Yeah.
And obviously he has the Cloak of Levitation, which everybody loves.
I loved it.
Yeah. So in the comic books, it doesn't have a life of its own. So that's the thing. It's like silly humor again. It just adds to that. And obviously there's Wong's wand. Wong's wand of Watum. So that's the other thing I think maybe it was done on purpose, but you don't see all the other sorcerers. There's a lot of them.
Did they all turn to become a zealot?
I don't think so.
Okay,
if not, there'll be no movie, right? They would have overrun the place.
Yeah,
But that's
true,
the sad
yeah.
thing, right? When Wong was like, we're gonna fight to the very end, and then when Stephen Strange cuts there, the whole place is in rubble.
Well, when they cut to Hong Kong, there was a few there.
Yeah, there's a few there.
The sorcerers, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the masters, maybe.
Yeah, they're masters, and then there's obviously a couple of Easter eggs because people actually recognize the sorcerers. For example, there is a tie-in with another comic book called The Runaways, and you could obviously see one of the Runaways' moms there, where she's holding I think it's called I don't know what it's called, but it's another huge artifact that is very important to the Runaways comic book.
Okay, I believe that's a Hulu series coming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the sling ring.
Yes, sling rings.
That's quite accurate to the comics as well.
That is.
So what's it? It's like a 3-fingered ring.
I think
Set of rings.
Yeah, for you to open portals.
It's like a knuckle ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, and then there's a lot of like the Book of Ashanti and things like that, but they don't talk about the Ashanti being actually 3 gods that decide who is worthy of using their energy and things like that.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. So the Crimson Bands of Sitarak.
Yes. So that's the spell he pulls off to develop that whippy thing.
It was like orange goo, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's his like signature move.
Yes. So all the good guys, the good masters and sorcerers have the orange, sparkly things, shields of blah blah. And whereas the bad guys had it's like a glassy, what was that, like a mirror, like
weapon? So it's like staffs or spears made out of glass or ice.
Yeah.
So because ice is cold, I guess it's evil.
Ooh.
So yeah.
The ice picks of victory. Okay.
What else is really cool? When you saw Mordor training Doctor Strange, there was a quick sort of flash of the staff of the Living Tribunal. And I picked this up from a YouTube video. The Living Tribunal is arguably more powerful than a single Infinity Stone.
Oh, what?
So that might come back to haunt Doctor Strange because that is the weapon of choice for Mordor. He also has those cool shoes, which I need to find out what they're called. Mordor shoes.
The boots of levitation.
Let's see how close you are.
Yeah, I think they were the boots of something.
This is hilarious.
They're kind of like you can like step on air, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just general effects. I thought, the mind-bending New York folding in itself. What do you think of that? Because I wasn't too much of a fan. Maybe they showed too much in the trailers.
They did,
maybe I should have seen it in 3D.
And obviously, the comparison with Inception, can't be avoided. I think it served a purpose in the sense that they knew that people were comfortable with that. Like it wasn't too trippy. But
I would have much preferred if that was a surprise, though. You know what I mean? Like, I think they gave away a little bit too much. If they just showed a little bit of, I don't know, like when they were in London, the very beginning, when I thought that was pretty cool. When like the architecture kind of like
moved
multiplied themselves, like the little bricks of building. But the overall sort of effect kind of like got lost on me, but the sort of the more granular when they were in that sort of circular, I think it was sort of the end of Act 2 when the Ancient One helps out Stephen Strange when he's fighting with the villain, Mads Mikkelsen's character.
Yeah, Caecilius.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think it was contained and it happened for a reason. I feel like Caecilius could have ended Doctor Strange if you could manipulate his surroundings to that, right?
Right.
Open a hole, drop him down, he's dead.
Yes. Now, I didn't quite get the whole mirror realm part because Strange found out how to use that.
Yeah.
Found the spell.
Yeah.
By stealing that book as well, did he?
No. So it's it's like a training tool for sorcerers.
But he made the whole city. Of New York.
It just shows how, because he hit the eye at that stage, right? I'm guessing. I don't know. There's a lot that you don't really like. Yeah, but they became even more powerful in that state because there's less sort of tie-in with the physical universe, so you can do more in that universe. And the name of the shoe is the Vaulting Boots of Valtor. Not even close.
I said boots.
Yes.
Okay, where can we go now?
So what about? Okay, let's talk about the ending. A little bit. Okay. We're gonna go through a bit more. Is there?
Nothing. That's it. Okay. I got a couple other things.
Go ahead.
The Sanctum Sanctorums.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes, it is true.
Oh, okay. I always thought it was just one in New York. Okay.
So the one in New York is actually they're all protected by very powerful sorcerers, but they don't say much about that. Like the one in New York is meant to be this really cool guy called the Brother Heretic, I think.
Yeah.
And he's like immortal, unkillable. So I don't know where he went.
Because his brother becomes a voodoo dude.
Yeah, from a different parallel universe. So the brothers borrow each other's powers because they're from different universes.
Okay.
Anyway, fully complex stuff. I can see why they didn't have time to jam pack that in.
The voodoo guy is a new character in Contest of Champions. I know. Very powerful.
Yeah. So no, I don't know. I think they all just fell like a pile of bricks. Like I didn't feel connected to any of them. Except like, Hong Kong was the last one.
Yeah.
London fell pretty easily.
Yes.
New York was, which becomes the new Sanctum Sanctorum. Is that what it's called?
Sanctum Sanctorum.
Sanctorum. So that becomes his base anyway. His base of operations in the future. Just around the block from the Avengers Tower, apparently.
It's in Bleecker Street in Greenwich.
What's there now? Is there a Bleecker Street?
So there's someone 77A Bleecker Street.
Yeah.
Bleecker Street is really cool. It's one of my favorite streets in New York, and it's an actual address.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But that guy's gonna get spammed a bit.
Yeah, it looked like just I don't know, like some sort of shop. What do you call it? Like a corner store, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not grand like that.
No, it's not like that.
Boo. So apparently the cool thing about the Sanctum Sanctorum in the comic book, the house can travel.
What?
It can go through time and stuff.
Okay.
So you can sit in it and it can take you places.
Yes.
So it's not physically there. It's actually an artifact in itself.
Sure.
Of course, right?
All right. So before we get to the post-credit and the mid-credit scene, let's talk about the ending.
Yeah.
In Hong Kong. The final battle.
Okay, so it reminded me a little bit of the ending in Civil War. Remember
I was going to say Ghostbusters.
In Civil War.
Oh, what happened in
Civil War? You thought that they were going to fight the 6 super soldiers.
Yes.
But in fact, it wasn't, right? You saw Steve Rogers fight with Tony Stark instead, because they're not focusing on villains at all in the MCU for some reason. I think they're weak sauce. That's why.
Right.
There is no like mega battle anymore.
Well, yes, this kind of ties in with the end credit scene because I think Mordor is going to become quite powerful.
Yeah, because he's taking all the power of all.
So I think this is a origin story. So I think for those origin stories, they're keeping the villains quite low level. I think.
Yeah.
The big one is obviously Dormammu.
I thought you were going to say Thanos there.
Dormammu.
Yeah, Dormammu.
And okay, so let's just talk about that time loop.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I liked it.
Yes.
I ran out of ways of trying to kill him. So the fact they got creative, I think there was at least 25.
Do you think
loops?
I think physically on the screen, but do you think he could have been there actually for thousands of years?
Maybe. It's hard to tell when you stop time.
Yeah.
Right, because everything stopped. They ran into that loop. I'm sure there are podcasts, like there's a time travel podcast, I don't know what it's called. They'll probably look into it and try to figure this one out. It could have been, but it definitely, annoyed Dormammu enough to let him go.
So what is this time? What's happening right now?
So he did something similar in the comic book, but in the comic book, he weakened Dormammu enough for him to drop his defenses, and other creatures started creeping into that dark verse. The dark universe? Because
as I understand it, Dormammu isn't a creature or anything, or a physical person. He is the realm. He is the dark realm, right?
That's right.
So, but for Strange to sort of interact with him, he had to become this face.
Yeah.
Big face.
Yeah. In the comic book, he actually has arms and legs.
Okay.
He's an actual entity.
Right.
But obviously there's this thing happening in Hollywood with big holographic things anyway.
Right.
So like Star Wars.
I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we're going to have a living planet.
Yeah.
Somehow Russell dude.
Not Russell Crowe.
Not Russell
Damn
Crowe.
it. Oh God. Kurt Russell. Always do this to me.
Oh God. He's a planet.
He's a planet who gives birth
to his son.
to his son. Anyway. So I liked it. I think straightforward battles aren't a thing anymore. If you look at the ending of Guardians of the Galaxy where they had a dance off, I thought that was really unique as well. I think the time for big ass battles is over. I think you're gonna have really creative endings now, which I like.
Yeah, but just from a visual point of view, like that other realm, the Dark Realm, you know, had a bit of the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of like look to it as well. So I think this is like the entry point into that universe for the MCU, right?
The crossover is happening.
Yeah.
No, I can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 to open this up a bit more, which obviously the trailers are.
Yeah, so somehow the mystical combining with the actual world, the physical world, combining with the space opera.
Yeah, this
is the scale of the MCU, which is incredible, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought this? Like,
hey, it only took them
if you pitched this back in 2003, whenever the first Iron Man was, like, who would have thought this would happen?
This would be possible, like the scale of things. What is this though? Is this the 17th movie? 13th?
I've lost count.
Anyway, it took them that long, so I think they deserve all the accolades.
Okay. All right. Credit scenes.
Yes.
Okay.
Two of them.
The credit scene.
I like the first one better than the second one.
Yeah.
So make sure you stay for both if you haven't watched it yet. So the first one, there's a scene between Thor and Doctor Strange where they converse about Doctor Strange at that stage is powerful enough to be monitoring any astral being coming into their universe.
That's his job now.
That's his job. He's the guardian of the multiverse.
Yeah.
And then he, has a chat with Thor. Thor has a jug of beer, Steiner that keeps refilling thanks to magical powers.
Yeah.
See, that's the reason why Mordor Baron is raging right now, using magic to fill your beer cup.
Oh my God! Another sorcerer.
Get him out of there. Yeah. So it's an opening, obviously, for Thor Ragnarok, which is coming soon, sometime next year, I think.
Yes.
Year after, maybe. Where they're looking for Daddy, for Daddy Odin, because obviously in the last Thor you saw Loki take over Asgard and pretended to be Odin, and he must have banished Odin somewhere into Earth. That would be pretty funny.
So I think when Thor sort of goes a bit crazy in Civil War, he goes on this like trippy journey.
Yeah.
Is that when he finds out that Odin's away, or Odin's not Odin?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And so he's hoping that Doctor Strange can help him, and in exchange he promised to take Odin and Loki back to Asgard. So that's pretty cool.
So we're saying that he's going to be in that movie?
Yes.
Ragnarok.
I think the chances are
99%, yes.
99.99%.
And we've had situations where post-credit scenes become actual scenes in the next movie.
Yeah.
Like Ant-Man and Civil War.
Yeah. And
so,
this is going to be pretty loco, because then you have some of the most powerful beings all in one movie. Which means that they have to throw in an Infinity Stone in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
There is no danger great enough to have the Hulk, Thor, and Doctor Strange in one movie.
I have a little bit of a hope for Captain Marvel appearing in Thor. Would that be... That would be cool.
Whoa. So you literally have physical, astral, mystical, and galaxy all thrown into one. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
So that's maybe this is a good time to talk about Phase 3 in general, because we had Civil War. That was the first movie out of the...
Before we do that, do you want to cover off the second credit scene?
Okay.
Which is just Mordor being Mordor, and he goes to Pang Bong and takes... Pang Born, and takes his magic away because he feels like that's a misuse of such great power, and it looks like his new goal in life is to take magic away from sorcerers.
He's going to be like Sala from Heroes, right?
Yes,
he's going to be taking powers away from people.
Yeah,
he's going to get more powerful. So I think there's going to be a trilogy of Doctor Strange movies.
That's right.
That's what I read.
It's not clear yet, though, if he does become more powerful. I'm guessing that's a safe bet to make.
But he clearly takes that power away.
Yeah.
Because Pangborn, not Pangbong, is kind of like paraplegic again. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So he goes evil. No surprise there. Which is why I prefer the first credit scene, not the second.
So he might not be the main villain in the second one, but definitely the third one, I would think.
Yeah,
second one,
it's going to be Dormammu or
Scott Derrickson is going to be directing it as well. It's not scheduled in for Phase 3 yet. I think it's going to be after all the new characters come in, like including Captain Marvel and the Avengers and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yep.
He's wanting to do the Nightmare Realm.
Ah, really? Oh, wow, that would be...
Which was apparently the first villain in the first Doctor Strange comic. Back in the 60s, yes.
Yes. Trippy. Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Phase 3.
Yes.
Alright, so we've just had Doctor Strange, late 2016. The next one is in May. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Cannot wait. Looks great.
It's going to be awesome. In July is Spider-Man Homecoming.
With that one, it's been confirmed who Michael Keaton will be playing.
Birdman.
The Vulture. That's right.
Okay.
Close enough.
So it's a villain?
He's a villain. He's part of the Sinister Six.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So that would be pretty cool.
And we got to wait till November next year. So around this time next year is Thor Ragnarok. So that's going to sort of build up really nicely. And then Black Panther in February 2018. Then the Infinity War, the first part. So far untitled. But it's going to be by the Russo brothers again. So that's going to be pretty cool. Thanos is going to be coming back. He'll probably get all the stones. And then, the sequel will probably, they'll somehow save the world.
Yeah.
In between, though, is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp in July 2018. In March 2019 is Captain Marvel. So maybe she won't appear in Ragnarok then.
Too soon. Too soon.
Okay. And then, of course, the Avengers sequels until May 2019. So that's, 3 years from now.
Yeah, movies all the way.
And Phase 4 is up for grabs. I guess you could expect Doctor Strange, maybe the Inhumans.
Yes, Inhumans.
Where else can they go? They'll probably Black Panther sequel.
Can they introduce anyone new? Is the question, right? X.
Colossus. Team up with the X-Men. I don't know. Who knows?
No. I don't know. At that point, they may get because this obviously doesn't cross over with Old Man Logan or anything like that.
Yeah. What else does Sony have at the moment?
They've got X Factor, unfortunately.
The show, TV show?
No, not that. X Factor, Evil X-Men. Anyway, not the TV. Oh, the reality TV show. It's really with that. Who else? Don't they have? The Hawkeye solo movie? No, that would be too far.
I think that's Fox, isn't it?
That's anything X-Men related is Fox. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see.
Alright, so that's the MCU coming up in the next 2.5 years. But leading up to the Infinity Wars, what's the big thing? What's the big time between all these movies in the last 2 phases? What is it? It's the Infinity Stones, right?
Yep.
So let's just have a look at where all those stones are. Because I think we've got 5 of them so far.
Yeah. So number 1. Let me just quickly scroll up here. Oh god, where is it? Oh, here we go. Space Stone was the first one, right? We saw.
Yes, that's the Tesseract.
Yep.
Yeah.
What does it do?
So it's got mastery over space and time, or maybe just space.
Just space,
because there's a time stone. Space Stone only has space. Yep. It creates teleportation portals.
Yeah.
And I think in the first Thor, which was called Thor, was it?
Yeah. Thor was in Thor. Crazy.
Yeah, Loki stole that. What happened to it? He used it to
because
control.
I think he opened up the teleport between the evil guys. Evil guys.
Yeah. It kind of led to the first Avengers, I guess.
Yeah.
And now it's in safekeeping in Asgard.
Nothing is safe.
Yeah. The Reality Stone, which is the red one, also known as the Ether, it's an ancient force of infinite destruction, Kelvin.
Yeah. And
the exact powers are not quite known just yet.
No, not really.
But it sounds pretty powerful. It was first seen in the Dark World, again in Thor. And I think in Guardians of the Galaxy, it blew up with the Collector. The Collector had it, right?
Yeah, the Collector had it. I'm hoping he didn't keep it there. You know what I mean? I'm hoping he kept it somewhere safe rather than getting blown up.
So its whereabouts is actually unknown at the moment.
Yeah. I thought it was a real waste as well. I mean, they had Malekith, for crying out loud, try to use it, which was a hopeless Thor. Thor 2 was so bad. Brings my nightmares. On to bigger and better things. The Power Stone, the purple one, was used by Ronan the Accuser in a much better movie, The Guardians of the Galaxy. And obviously you saw,
Well, the Collector had it as well. It was in that orb, right?
Yeah, and then
Ronan stole it off the Guardians.
Yes.
And then he tried to destroy his sworn enemy, the Nova Empire.
Yep.
Because he's part of the Kree.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. And now, that didn't go so well because he lost in a dance-off. And now it's in the hands of the Nova Corps.
Yeah, the one thing, I mean, obviously, there is a super hero called Nova. He wears a helmet, silver, blue things. Mm-hmm. I hope they do something with him I hope that's like the sort of a surprise element in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Because they come on, if you have an Infinity Stone, you trying to mess with that thing, good or evil. You know what I mean? Good or evil.
Sure. Okay, so is he a good guy?
Good guy.
Good guy. Okay, all right. So the Mind Stone was probably next, the yellow one, and now it's in Vision's head. They actually created Vision.
Yeah, they actually created Vision. So that's not going anywhere.
So what does that do? It's the Mind Stone, so I guess it gives life.
I think you can read minds and stuff.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
So Thanos wants that, obviously. Somehow, I guess in Infinity War, Thanos will kill Vision. What happens when?
I don't. We'll find out.
We'll find out in a couple of years' time. And in Doctor Strange, we saw the Time Stone, the green one.
Yeah. So obviously, it allows you to manipulate time, which is extremely powerful. As you can see, you can put people into loops of time and annoy the hell out of them. Mm-hmm. But you can also reverse aging. Obviously, you can do really, really bad things with it. But I think, and they did this over and over again in the movie. They kept warning Doctor Strange, like, don't mess with this continuum, man. Mm-hmm. It's going to come back and bite you. And the theory is that since Thanos is scouring the universe for the 6 stones, when you use one, he may have little birds around that can,
and it's so cool that, they demonstrated its power with the apple.
Yeah.
And then, that was a very small scale. And then for Hong Kong, Sanctorum, it was the whole sort of city.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, so it is slightly unbelievable.
Can it control a whole planet, for example? I don't know.
It can control time, right? So I don't know what the reaches of time are.
You can localize time.
Yeah. So, which is why the other, like the Asgardians, the Inhumans, the Kree, they hate the humans because you keep doing shit like that to the space-time continuum, it's going to break.
Okay.
And at one point it almost did, which is why you had the Infinity War and things like that.
All right, so that's 5 stones. What's the 6th one?
So the 6th one is the orange one, the Soul Stone, which is, there's rumors it's going to be in Thor Ragnarok. It's the Soul Stone, and it actually devours souls. Not quite sure what you can use with those souls yet, but since it's been confirmed that Cate Blanchett will play Hela, the goddess of the hell, and it's all about souls. She's obsessed by it. If you watch the cartoon, it's kind of funny. So it looks like it will come up there. There's also rumors that it is with Heimdall. It's in his armor. Who is in Thor? Idris Elba protecting the bridge.
Right. Okay.
There's rumors that he's it. So we'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
I think James Gunn already confirmed that it's not in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, so it's got to be,
Interesting.
It's not going to be in Spider-Man, is it?
No.
He's got no soul.
Spider-Man is nothing. Nobody. He's a nobody.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
MCU Doctor Strange. Yeah. That's about all we can say about that.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. Like, it was a good ride. Was there, like, massive takeaways or scenes that that would vividly stick with me forever? Not really. You know what I mean? Like, you look at the Avengers, that there was that one scene where Hulk punches the Thor, and I thought that was like witty, good, funny humor. Overall, it was safe. I felt
safe, comfortable. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah. How many potatoes?
Oh, well, I give it 3.5.
I'm gonna give it a comfortable 3. A solid 3. Maybe not quite 3.5.
Yeah. I think it's a good opening because I think if you threw too much of this weird stuff, it would just freak people out. Safe bet, and can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, which is the next one. So, yeah. All right. So, tell us what you thought about that. What you thought of the movie, and what you think about the MCU direction in general. You're a DC fan. Should we do more DC episodes of this? You might not like it because we're just going to rant. But, a couple of trailers came during the week as well. So maybe it's something we can touch on a bit later. Wonder Woman's going to be coming out very soon.
Also, Lego Batman.
Lego Batman.
I think that's December.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, okay. Alright, so you can contact us on Twitter at The Lazy Couch or thelazycouchpodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching The Lazy Couch Podcast. Our website is thelazycouch.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter and rate us on iTunes and spread the word just as you do normally.
Yeah.
And check out.
Cover.
Gotta be kidding me. Where is this guy?
Hi, I'm Dr. Stephen Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts. Sorry I'm late. The traffic on the astral plane was unbelievable.
It's 3:30. You were supposed to be here at 3 o'clock. I'm not paying for the last half hour.
Nice to meet you, too. Now we dispense with the small talk. Show me the demons.
All right, here they are.
I don't understand. Are they possessed?
Basically, they ate like 50 cupcakes.
All right, I'll vanquish them.
Oh, no, what is it? No vanquishing. Just pull a rabbit out of somewhere. Do tricks.
A rabbit?
Yeah.
Look, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I don't do tricks.
You don't do tricks?
No.
Hey, this clearly says the mightiest magician in the cosmos.
You know, everyone exaggerates their LinkedIn profile, don't they? I mean, look at yours. Jimmy Kimmel, America's favorite late-night host.
Well, that's true. Is that not true?
Is it?
Hey, that is a really cute necklace. Is that Etsy?
Do not touch the eye of Agamotto. Idiot.
Okay, sorry. Hey, you know what? I don't think this is working out. I think I'm just going to take this money and hire a SpongeBob or something.